Hey guys, welcome to Life in the Stellar Sphere, which is all about music, spirituality, and humor or comedy. So, I finally got my Oracle deck in the mail, and I am going to do a quick Oracle reading. They probably won't be more than 10 minutes long. I'm going to keep these as micro readings for now. So, these are called the feels. The feels. They're not really for sale, they're just mine. I created them just to do my oracle readings. So let's go ahead and pull. Now, these are not tarot, just so you know. So these are just oracle cards, and oracle cards just talk about any number of things. All right. So, first card out the deck, just go with it. You glow better when you just let go. Just say fuck it. Just say fuck it. Radical acceptance. You know, radical acceptance and fireproof faith. Like, no matter what life looks like, you have got to stay in your imagined state. So if you see yourself in a 13-bedroom mansion, then stay there. Even if you live in a 1-bedroom apartment, or if you're renting a basement apartment in a house, like a studio or whatever, just go with it. Just go with life. Go with the flow. There was a quote by Bruce Lee, and he said, "Be like water." And I know it's hard, because trust me, I've been there, and I still get there sometimes where things are just not going my way. But when you start to look at life like, even when things don't go my way, they're always going my way, you really start to experience life different. Okay? So just say fuck it and go with it. Go with the flow of life. Flow like water. All right, I'll pull one from the top, because it doesn't really matter with these, because like I said, they're not tarot. Ooh, one of my favorites. Be alone. Don't let this scare you. One of the best feelings ever is when you realize you got through some ish alone. It's not to say that we don't need people. Absolutely, we need people, okay? But sometimes you need yourself more. Sometimes you need to go within and just visit with yourself and hear your own thoughts, because other people's thoughts are theirs. It belongs to them, and it belongs to their life, you know? And I'm sure if you're of age and you're watching this video, you've probably realized by now that living someone else's life is like living a lie. That's sinning against yourself, because you're not even being who you were meant to be. You know, it takes time and energy and effort to work on yourself and figure out yourself and figure out who you were meant to be. And heck, if sometimes you're confused and you don't even know which way to go, how is someone else going to tell you? Now, yes, we do sometimes need to run things by someone that we love, you know, and just maybe get their thoughts, just, test things out a little bit. But for the most part, all your answers are within yourself. Just be quiet, get still, speak to whatever you call that omnipotent power, and go with the flow. All right, let's go with one more. Or, okay. Oops. Okay, so this one is detach. This will sting at first, but once you become strong enough to let go, the right one will come along or back, meaning the right one will come along or come back. Sometimes you get to a point in a relationship where you have no choice but to let it go. It's that old cliche. I don't know if it's a cliche or just a saying, an adage, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to label it as, honestly, where they said if you love something, set it free, and if it's meant for you, it'll come back. And I've experienced this before, where I had to let go. I was forced. I was pushed to let go, literally pushed away, because the person just wasn't ready for me at that time. And I was ready because I'd already done a lot of inner work. I'd already done a ton of spiritual work. And, I didn't know that at the time, I still had more. And I learned that when I let go, because of the emotional toll it took on me I had to learn to set better boundaries. And I had to learn that, you know what, you need to walk away when you first think about it. You don't need to wait. Because the longer you wait, the harder it gets and the more it hurts. The more you hurt yourself, more so than anything. Because you're hanging on to something or someone or some ideal that just does not suit you or does not suit your life at that time. And at the time, I couldn't wrap my mind around, um, but this could just be now. It may not be that I have to let go and walk away forever. I couldn't wrap my mind around that because I was too in the feels. I was in my feels. I don't have a problem admitting that because it happens. We're women. We feel shit. And a lot of times women will wear our hearts on our sleeves a lot faster than a man will. But for men, it takes them a little bit longer, especially once they've had their little feelings hurt, child. It takes a lot for a man to get past hurt or being deceived or whatever. And it's kind of funny because they could be deceiving that person the entire time. But as soon as it happens to them, the selfishness kicks in and they're just like, how dare you hurt me like that? It's like, okay, what did you do? What did you do to cause this? What did you do to bring this about? And I'm on the other end of that, like, okay, what did I do to cause this? What lesson do I need to learn from this situation? Because it's obviously not the right situation for me right now. And why I don't see it, I need to know. So I did the work. And I isolated myself for about 4 years to do the work. All right, one more, and I'm going to keep it short. Ooh, excuses. Oh, chill. I can't stand them. Excuses. Are you constantly given excuses as to why they cannot see you or talk to you? Come on, ladies. This happens a lot. Now, and fellas, it happens to y'all too. You might like a girl and she's just like, oh, I'm busy. And you don't know whether she's playing a game or whether she's really busy. And this is where I feel like discernment comes in. You have to have very strong discernment to know if someone is telling you the truth or not. Because, child, when someone's interested in you, they're never that busy. They will make time. Okay? So, I know you've heard that 1,000 times on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, or wherever, all these other sites. When a man is really into you, he will absolutely take the time to see you, to spend time with you, to send you messages, to be open with you, to share his thoughts, his feelings, his dreams, his future. Because if he sees you in it, why wouldn't he? Okay? If a man isn't talking to you or hasn't said something to you about the future and you're not really in it, well, there's your answer. You're not really in it. Or if he's constantly or always doing the absolute bare minimum, you only get hi or WYD on a regular basis, okay? It's a red flag, and you should address it. Do not stay silent, but do not freak out. Just ask the question, but if you've seen it enough and you know enough that it just doesn't sit well with you, well, then it's time to just let go. It's time to walk away. And yes, it can be tough. However, when you get through it, when you get through the other side of it, you're going to feel so much better. I promise you will. Just do the work. All right, you guys, I'm signing off. This is Stella Nova, the Oracle Fairy, reading from my Oracle deck, The Feels.